Good morning. So, today, what are we doing today? Well, I want to make some like puzzle mechanics, and so I really want to keep that open to interpretation. Hey, what's up, guys?
G to the M.
G to the M. What's happening? Keeper Top Shot, thanks for the slap. Good morning. Escape from Artist, good morning to you. Welcome in. So, yeah, in terms of puzzles, I want to attempt, some puzzle ideas. So, what comes to mind when I think about puzzles? Well, the first one that, I want to try and recreate is kind of like moving things into place. So, we actually saw this in a recent game jam. Maybe not too recent. This was back in Voxadeus. I saw in a game someone had kind of like the Zelda pushing a giant box mechanic. So I have this box here. So I'm going to try and make a box to where like you use gravity to push it. And we'll try to make like a puzzle around that. Hey, welcome in. A Wet Noodle 1, good morning to you. Welcome. So first things first, let's see how it feels to push this object. So it actually kind of like pushes like a box. It's pretty nice.
Everybody, I'm here. The party starts
Yo, OG Shakes Beer, what's up? Thanks for bringing the party. How was your stream, my friend? Welcome in, OG. Halfd0rk, buying a coin. Thank you, Halfd0rk. And yeah, thank you again, OG. Always a pleasure. Good morning. One Boxed, what's up, dude? Thinking outside the boxed. Hope you're doing well today. Just getting some things set up here. But yeah, I'm gonna just explore making a puzzle today. Today, Fridays, usually we play Dungeons & Dragons. I don't think we're going to be playing today. Just knowing everyone's schedule, like who's available, who's not. I do still want to reach out to those that want to play. New beginner. Like a new group we might be forming once time permits. Hey, good morning. Wicked you too. How are you? Fred and Ferd, good day to you. Fred, I actually wanted to play your stop and go game today. So now that you're here, I might try it out. Woke Zombie with the resub. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Woke Zombie. Woke Zombie, will you share your syringe with me? So, Halfd0rk, thank you again. You got the coin. Yeah, 15,000 channel points ain't cheap, so thank you very much, Halfd0rk. And Woke Zombie, I'll also be sending you a coin. OG Shakespeare played Light Trail Adventures. Oh, budget a fair amount of time, so it's a long RPG, huh? One of those types. But, Fred and Ferd, good morning to you. Yeah, I would love to play it right now while we're thinking about it. So I saw you tweeted it. Oh, I think that's it. NFT, horror stop go. Let's try it out. Ooh, lots of quests. Yeah, OG. Oh man, we have what, like 10-ish days left in the season? And if I want to do 100% completion, I actually have to revisit a few. I guess I should set aside some time. Alright, what do we got? We get 3 lives. You can't move when the head is looking at you. You can't get hit by NFTs. So the head's looking at me, can't move. I could probably turn, knowing how the detection works. Do you pick these up? Yeah. So I pick this up. But where do I take the key? Where does the key go? This guy's moving closer. I don't think I can avoid him. Did that kill me? Yeah, it did. Let's see. I see number pads. I see my health. Where do I take the keys? All the NFTs are... Oh, I see what you're saying. Tom Voxel's here. What's up, Tom?
Tom Voxel's probably in the chat.
Hey, Tom Voxel, how are you? Welcome, buddy.
Tom Voxel.
Tom Voxel himself.
Tom Voxel's here. So the keys, I'm assuming, are going to be on those NFT images. Maybe. I see an exit. It's the pink on the behind you. The door is the keys by the head. Well, I can't really avoid these characters here. They just, as soon as they notice me, it's basically game over if the head's currently facing me. Game over. Interesting game, though. Let's try one more time. Happy Friday! What's up, 987A? Skadoosh. What's happening? Vox Machina. How are you? Oh, looks like Game Maker just crashed. Oh, there it's going. It's doing it. Bring golden silver key to the door to be free. Be careful, though. After 3 lives, you'll be 6 feet below. And immediately dead. And immediately dead. And immediately dead. Well, I'm glad we waited for the loading screen there. But yeah, happy Friday, everybody. Hope you all have a fantastic Friday and a weekend. Whatever you might be up to. Can I jump? I can jump. So that's one thing to keep in mind, is you could have that detection. Okay, so it is a little bit what's the word I'm looking for? Unforgiving. So you do have to stop, like, as soon as you see the turn starting. So, yeah, still unsure where the door is. But I'm assuming it's right here. Okay, the key did disappear. And I do see the green light there. Noble-RK, what's up? Good May, Noble-RK. Now let's see how far I can get with this. Pick it up. Wait, I didn't move. It was probably one of his friends. I think those are probably the more difficult part of this little mini game, because once they see me, like, I can't move, I can't run from them. See? He sees me. He sees me. He sees me. I think I'm going to make it. Victory? Victory! Well, that's a fun little game. Honestly, that's... Yeah, I think this has a lot of potential. You could really take this to the next level, pun intended. Hi, DJ EJ. DJ, congrats on that armor set I saw you won. How did you win that, by the way? They're hating, Tom. They're hating. But yeah, very fun concept, Fred. I think you could make like a really cool like game jam entry with that. You know how all these game jams have like Ragnarok as an example, as a theme. You could totally make a stop-go game with that in mind. A lot of potential there. Oh wow, DJ EJ. That's amazing. Ikion! What's happening, dude? I like that emote, Ikion. Well, yeah, good on you for keeping an eye out for stuff like that. Very cool. So did they not like announce that? It's kind of like you found it And then they announced it. What? DJ, well, congratulations. Oh, it was in a Discord call? In a Discord call, that's cool. Alright, so we're gonna try a little puzzle here. Epic NPC man. I've never heard of that. Is it like a YouTube type of thing? It is. It's a comedy series. That's cool. Oh, I know exactly what this is. I think I've seen a couple of these. Very cool. Alright, Game Maker doesn't want to work right now. Help me, Game Maker. You're my only hope. Ooh. Apparently I can click buttons while it's still loading. Okay. Interesting. Anyway, so we're gonna just play around with some puzzles today. I'm going to set up like a collision-based... Think like Legend of Zelda, like you move an object into a very specific position, it opens a door. So that's what we're gonna try and set up today. So we're gonna try and fit this cube, or this cardboard box, into our little pit here, and it's gonna be detected. So first of all, drop the dun-dun-dun. What isn't ribbed these days, Igion? Don't answer that. Anyway. What else? If anybody has any other puzzle suggestions that we could try and create, like, I'm all ears. But yeah, big grats, DJ EJ. And so, one box, it was like a 1v1 type situation? Interesting. Very cool. Okay, so this is going to be a detector. So it's a speaker message. We're going to be detecting our box. The box is going to be the minimum detection range. So it has to literally land on the detector. And when it does, it's going to open a door. So we're just going to do box.door. Then we're just going to add a random door. And we're going to do box.door. Great. So let's just test this. Right now, the box, we have to get in position. Let me push it in. Unfortunately, it's a little bit finicky here. Also, I know the pivot point is a little bit strange with this box. Let's see if I can just get it in. Okay, so it's in now, but it's not being detected. So first thing we'll do is make this detection range larger. Then try again. Okay, so that does work. How can we make this a little bit more efficient? Well, because we're using gravity, we're going to give this a plant behavior. And the same time the door opens, this box will be destroyed. And we're just going to spawn the box inside of this space. Let's try it. Well, now my asset spawner here is collidable, so that's preventing me from putting the box in the space. Oh, you and Deadlord were in a call. Gotcha. You were trying it on your ledger. Ooh. Ta-da. Okay. Well, one box. Now you know. Seconds make all the difference. Yeah, DJ AJ's not safe at all. But he got the prize now. The floor and ceiling and windows, but they don't work. Escape Room Artist says, put an invisible wall on top to prevent it from flipping. I see what you're saying, Escape Room Artist. Oh. And then Fredford says there's a floor and ceiling and windows, but they don't work. Let me see what this is. Oh, cool. That does make it a lot spookier, Fred. Of course, no, I had a lot of fun with it, Fred. I was looking forward to playing it. Wanted to make sure you were here when I tried it. So I like what Escape Room Artist suggested. I also like the idea of like it, you know, rotating, flipping on its face. But at the same time, I also want that kind of like Zelda experience. And so like Escape Room Artist suggested, we can put an invisible ceiling on it so that it can't, you know, flip. We might also have to do that on the sides, but I guess we'll find out. If I do this, nope. I still have to make it lower than the avatar. Or higher, I should say. So let's go ahead and do box top. This will be box main. Okay, let's see how this works. So right now the camera does go a little bit wonky with it. Also, it's still allowing me to push it. Whoops, see you later, box. Huh. Interesting. I mean, you could add some interesting mechanics with that, too. Having something kind of like propel you or like catapult you forward. There's potential. But in terms of like what we wanted to like weigh it down. So this is kind of like part one of our little puzzle. And so what I was hoping to do was essentially make like grooves in the ground that we could push an object. So much like Zelda, which I'll probably be referencing a lot, our box here is going to be only pushable in certain directions. So every time we push it, we're going to animate it. So essentially we're going to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4 pushes forward. Maybe not so many. But we do that by interacting with this. So I'm going to have an indicator component that says push. We might also have a pull. So right now, I guess I'll put this box as a new tag, and then I'm going to have number pads on each side of it that each do something different. So it is going to get a little bit weird, but this is the type of mechanic I want to explore. See what we can do with it. One thing I want to explore more is the button behavior, which I rarely use. It essentially sends a message exclusively in this radius. So maybe we can use that to our advantage. I like your brain, however, I was referring to a ceiling separate that the box slides under. Oh. We could try that too. I'm gonna keep working on this one. See what we can do. We'll push. We're gonna make a really low visibility difference. See what that does. We can see that white arrow now. So the arrow I want to offset where it's exactly on top of this. The box push 1. We're probably going to add sound effects to this too. So I'll get a radio ready. And what I can do is I can fake it, which honestly isn't a bad idea. So that basically when I push it one time, you know, new buttons appear and do something different. And using the literal button behavior, I could probably customize this broadcast range really well. So like I can make it only interact with things in this yellow radius. However, the new problem is I need to push this. Like it needs to actually be moved. So we're going to need a platform. That platform is likely going to have to be multiple platforms. So if I'm pushing the button and the box is on these platforms, what happens if I push it again? Well, the platform is going to be stopping and starting. So in my mind, I'm kind of like considering what the options might be. I think the best option is to literally push the asset through Vox Edit and literally pump out like an animation of the box moving forward. And then you kind of, much like how we did with this box, kill it behind the scenes and spawn, you know, the correct box. Or the, you know, the final answer box. Honestly, that would probably be the easiest solution. My second alternative is to use these platforms. And so the platforms are going to be enabled and disabled based on the button. However, the new problem is they have to be completely disabled after you get it, you know, after you do it. Jayonha, welcome in. How are you? So for now, we're going to just do this for testing. So our basic platforms, each one of these is going to work pretty much once. And by doing it one time, I can customize this behavior a little bit better. So it's initially going to be on. So each of these are going to be kind of like parented to my box. So for our testing purposes, I'm just going to kind of layer them above it. So we're going to have it initially off, but it turns on when we have box.button1, so box.b1. And so that's when I push this button. It's going to send out box.b1. And that's going to be transmitted to everything in this radius.
Are you having fun, my friend?
Hey, Unreal07, what's happening? Thanks for the follow. If you have any questions about GameMaker, let me know. Right now I'm just kind of like testing mechanics for fun. My new thought is if I keep pressing the button, the platform is going to keep going, and we don't want that. Yo. Glad you're here. Welcome in, Unreal. Thanks for the bits, whoever that is. Brain cells are smoking. Yeah, my two brain cells are currently fighting with each other. So I basically need it to turn off, like permanently. And as much as I want this button to remain, if it remains, it's going to be continually activating my platform. We don't want that. So we're probably going to be spawning new number pads every time we get a couple feet. So first thing we'll do is we'll try and time this first platformer to where it kind of like stops after a certain point. So let's just say we want to get one space here. So if I'm in a 2-block space, I want to move 1, move 2, move 3. So I'm moving 3. And so then we're doing moving 1, moving 2, moving 3-ish. Like that makes sense, yeah? It'll probably, the path will be more like this. So it's a little bit more symmetrical. So then we're going to be moving 1, 2, and 3. So then our final locations are going to be right there, right there, right there, and right there. So we're going to have a 1, 2, 3, 4 step kind of like puzzle here. And of course, this is just to get like the mechanic situated. We're going to make a health component that acts as a timer. So I can have this timer essentially turn off my little number pads here. And the number pad is not going to be attached to the box. As much as I would have liked it to, that's actually going to break things. So we don't want that. So basically, my number pad is going to be destroyable. And instead of the button behavior, which I can think of cool mechanics with this button behavior, I don't think it's going to fit this puzzle specifically. So instead, I'm going to swap that out for plant behavior. So that way I can kill it without causing an explosion, and the player cannot kill it by attacking it. Instead, I'll use the speaker component. And the speaker component I can customize to where I'm only able to hit it once, which is even better. So box.b1. And we're going to call this numberpad 1. So np.1. So this will be box.mp.1. I want to make sure this is a little bit more clear and understandable. So we'll have box stop.1. And so then my health component is going to be talking to, so it's sending a message, that message being the box.stop.1, and that's going to my MP1, my number pad, and it's going to my platform.1. So it'll be this. So box.b1, that's this number pad when I talk to it. And then we have that same message, which was box.stop. And just so it's a little bit more clear, I'm going to go ahead and change this message. We're going to do box.move.1. This will be box.move.1. And this health pad is going to die on box.move.1. Finally, I need this platform mechanic to be attached to my box. So we can search in the hierarchy. Got my box, and I've got this box here. So the platform is going to be the parent. So anything the platform does, the box does as well. So let's just see it in action, see what happens. Push the box. It started moving. So a couple things here. We're going to adjust platform speed. We'll go 2. And then this timer, we'll do 1 second. We'll see how long this lasts. Blink. Yeah, that's exactly what we're looking for. So now that the box moves, we can see I have already kind of removed our number pad here. So it's gone. So now I'm going to make a preset. So I'm just going to preset this number pad. So this is box.numberpad.1. And our asset spawner is literally just going to spawn the same one. So when it spawns it, it's going to be on that same message, the stop, which was box.stop.1. Lastly, our asset spawner is going to be a new asset spawner. So I like to use acronyms. I'll do AS. So AS dot box.1. I guess I'll be consistent here. It'll be box.as.1. And we just need to make sure our health pad is also talking to that. So box.as.1. This is actually spawning our second number pad. Is it not? But we have to move it twice. And it is spawning the number pad 1, so it should be fine. So let's see what happens. So we push it. Health pad is removed, but now we've spawned another number pad. We push it again. Now it's going to keep going because our health lamp here was destroyed, and so it didn't reset. However, with our asset spawner, the new problem is it would spawn more than one of these. So for our uses, we'll turn on the delay. Cool. And so now, once our box reaches this point, we're going to have a new mechanic set up. A couple things I would do, probably adjust the platform speed a little bit. And we're going to then be using an asset spawner. And that asset spawner is going to be spawning a new number pad. So this new number pad is going to be basically pushing in this direction. So with that in mind, I'm going to make a new platform here. I'm going to remove this little box. And this is our platform 2. So now our platform 2 is going to be the next parent. So essentially, we have two parents here. One controls this direction. One controls this direction. And of course, these kind of teal platform assets would be hidden underground. And so our asset spawner is only going to be spawning once our box reaches this location. So we can use a detector that notices when the box finally reaches this location, because otherwise we're going to be spawning one too soon. So we're going to set up a speaker component, a detect entity, and the box, once it reaches this area, we're going to spawn a number pad. So this will be box.as.to. And then we're going to customize our preset. So the preset is still going to have the push, but this time we're making everything use a new message. So box.move.to. And then at the top, it's going to be destroyed. The same case as our health component, which we're duplicating, making another one. And so box.move.to. And this is going to be speaking with our other asset spawners. So we're going to be telling it to speak to all of these new tagged items. So this one will be platform.to. And before we save the preset, we also want to make sure this has the new tag, np.to. Great. So we'll go ahead and save this new preset. This is box.mp.to. And our asset spawner is going to be spawning that here, and it's going to be spawning it over here. And if it is going to be waiting, this first one is waiting on our detection message. So box.as.to. And this is an only once detection. And then this last health pad, we're going to be spawning on box.stop.to. So we're essentially making another asset spawner. This one is spawning on the stop message, whereas the first one was spawning on the detection message. And lastly, we need to make sure our platform uses the new messages, so move.to and stop.to. So if everything's set up correctly, we should be good. Let's go ahead and move the box. Move that box! So you move it once, it spawns the new number pad. Spawns the new number pad on this side now. Stops it. We can see the number pads here. And so now it's stuck. So we need to make sure whatever our number pad was doing. Oh, so it looks like it never spawned in the first place. So I think our health pad didn't send out to the new asset spawner, which is this one here, which we can see the tag was incorrect. So it wasn't able to communicate. So we'll try it again. We move the box. Move the box. Move the box. We move the box. That would complete the puzzle. Cool. That was a fun mechanic. A couple things to keep in mind. I'm going to try and break it now. See if we can break it. So now I'm trying to spam it. It's actually being pretty consistent here. Okay. Wow. Well, I did something right. So, lucky me. This one, I would probably tweak a little bit, make the death delay a little bit longer. Nice. So moving boxes like that, simple enough, right? However, what if we wanted to move in the wrong direction? If we started clicking, number pads in the wrong direction, that's what our sound effect's going to come in for. So our sound effect is going to give us an error sound, basically if we go the wrong direction. Easy enough, right? So, to help me understand what I'm looking at, I'm going to move these asset spawners. Can you push it back? Ooh, that'd be a great addition as well. So all my asset spawners. We're going to give a -4, and then we're just moving them out of the way. That's why I'm putting them up in the air like this. So I can better see what I'm working with. So we know these are already working. We don't have to touch them. Excuse me. Great minds, says Escape from us. Hey, we're in like-minded company here. But yeah, I'm into that. We can try and make it move the wrong direction. But we could, in fact, make it move the wrong direction. However, if we kept doing it, it would eventually break with how these platforms are set up. So instead, if we make it move the wrong direction, that's the error sound where that comes in. So I suppose that would make the puzzle much more difficult if you could keep moving it. And I think with presets, we might be able to set that up. But obviously with a little path like this, you couldn't move it, in whatever direction. But yeah, just to kind of wrap that thought up with a bow, if you were to continually push this, we can see it eventually ends up, at its end, its ultimatum. And so if it gets there, it's going to start going the reverse direction. Now what you could do is you could have each one of these platforms use that to its advantage. So we could have each platform basically only go, to that maximum point, which would mean if you pushed it then from this direction, that same platform would be in use. It would just go the reverse direction. So I think there's potential there. There's actually some potential. We might visit that. In fact, I think the sound effect thing kind of explains itself. I would rather kind of challenge myself with that little doohickey, that game here. So this does complicate things. As in you push the box too far and now you need to return to the correct path, as you're saying. You to return to the correct box? Yeah. I see what you're saying. And just to kind of reiterate, if we do go too far, going backwards is kind of like predefined. So if we reach this point, using those same buttons, the same buttons that would be push, would then instead, send us in the reverse direction, which we can customize. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up each one of these little sections here with their own platform. So before we had two platforms, basically doing the work of two kind of stops. So I'm going to be duplicating these. And so each one of these will go roughly 4 spaces. I think it's more like 3. And we're going to have to customize our number pads a little bit. So, just for the sake of understanding, I'm going to be renaming this one to 3. So this is going to be box.move.3. And box.stop.3. And then this one's going to be platform.3. This one's going to get renamed to platform.2. This will be box.move.2 and box.stop.2. Great. And then all of these I'm also going to be redoing. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So essentially, when I push this, which right now there's only one direction I can push, but when I get to this point, it's going to enable me to push it in 2 different directions. So we're still limiting our options, but this time we do have options. So now we're going to be spawning our new number pad. So let's go ahead and customize this number pad. So box.2 this one needs to remain as 1. Wait, no it doesn't. We want this one to be number 2 because it's communicating with number 2. Okay. And so when it spits out that message, we're basically allowing it to go forward. So we actually need a new asset spawner. I'm going to keep these ones revealed so I know they're at least the health ones. I don't have to touch those. So we actually need a new health, or a new asset spawner that's spawning that old number pad, but on the opposite side. So we have one number pad being spawned on the back, which allows us to push, and then we have a new one that spawns on the opposite side that allows us to push. And so this one is going to be number 1, and this one will be our number 2. So number 2 is this platform here, which we can see is still going forward. Same with number 1, it's still going forward. But number 1 is being activated first. And that means it's going forward first. It stops. And then it's going to reset. It's basically going to go the opposite direction. So what we can do then is go to our boxes. Uh-oh. That doesn't look right. Save before it crashes.
Why, thank you.
Subnautica Streamer 121, what's happening? Welcome to the stream. If you have any questions, if you want more beginner-friendly stuff, feel free to ask. But yeah, I'm just exploring like some advanced mechanics. So let's just see what happens. I don't think this is set up correctly. So now I have 2 options. Let's see what happens if I push this one. Okay, it resets. That's what we wanted. However, our health and our platform was going a little bit too slow. So if I do it 1.9, we're kind of trying to time it. where it doesn't do that little shimmy forward. There you go. Great. So the new problem that surmises is if we push it a second time, we need the original to respawn. And so that makes it a little bit weirder. That actually makes it a lot more difficult. So we can't go we can't ping pong it. No worries, 9A. Thanks for chilling. We can't really ping pong it. So how do we spawn a new one? Well, we can use a detector that notices it when it returns. So this detector will also become a preset. This is going to be our box. It's going to detect our box. And when it detects it, it's going to be spawning our number pad right there. So that's going to be our number pad 1. So it's going to be spawning this new, number pad that does the same thing as the other ones. And we essentially, when it detects, we want to tell this asset spawner to spawn this original indicator, right? And so it does that after the first time it stops. So box.stop.1. So box.stop.1 spawns our detector specifically. So we're setting up this detector, which when it detects the box, spawns a new number pad. So we actually need 2 asset spawners. And we can also toggle this off and on. I think a toggle would probably be a little bit more efficient. What is this? I'm getting Windows errors. Save! That's no bueno. Pineapple pen and apple poodle pen, what's happening? So I'm going to use this asset spawner, and I'm going to be spawning this particular number pad, but before I make the detector, so I'm going to set these to the side for now. I'm going to see if I can set up a toggle behavior. It'll be initially off. The toggle message will be the stop.1. And so that'll turn it on. And then the second stop will turn it to where it's spawning. However, that might also become a problem because it uses the same message that would toggle it. I'm doing well, thanks. How are you? Are you going to be streaming yourself? I can see it's almost 9 o'clock here. I might be wrapping up soonish. Let's see. And so box.move.1, we would then want it to turn on. I think we try that. Let's just see it break real quick. It looks like it just dropped one. I think the stop message is still activating it. So we want the first stop message to turn it on. We'll have it initially on, and then the move message kind of like toggles it off. This is actually a little bit strange the way I'm setting this up. And I don't think it'll work the way I'm thinking about it. Let's find out. So it is still spawning it. So I do think the detector will make this a little bit more consistent. Especially with the amount of messages I'm using. So I'm going to go ahead and just go back to the detector plan. But what I can do is I can use the toggle behavior to make it initially off, and it'll turn on the first time. And so now I'm not turning it off and on, but rather once it starts moving, it'll be prepared. Let's see what happens. Great, so it's removing the indicator. That's what we were looking for. If we move it back, it spawns the new one. Oh, great. But now can it do it more than once? It looks like I have a delay on my spawners. Thanks, Apple Poodle Pen. Pineapple Pen, Apple Poodle Pen. Say that 3 times fast. Thanks, Anonymous Cheerer. Much appreciated. Has anybody seen V? Hope she's doing okay. So right now, my asset spawners all have a delay. So I can see I set that delay pretty high. Instead, we'll set it to 5. And see if that breaks and or fixes things. Okay, so this time it did not spawn my detector. Or my detector didn't read it. Anonymous Cheerer! Thank you for your cheers. I'm glad they're not tears. So, my detector did not register fast enough. Oh, it's because we have a delay on this one as well. So we can push it back and forth. Great. It's working as... Oh no, I had to say something. Looks like it didn't detect me. Well, mainly because I was going pretty quick. This asset spawner Might be too fast still. And I think our detect radius wasn't given enough time to reset. Huh. Oh, I see. I was basically deleting it as soon as it spawned. So basically it spawned and then the deletion message was occurring at the exact same time. So there needs to be kind of like a half-second delay before you interact with it, or it will break. So our detector should be shorter then. We can still keep it at 2. But it was literally detecting it too fast. I was also moving it too fast, which didn't help. So as long as you're not just rotating around it, just pushing the buttons, you should be fine. But yeah, now we got consistently a button, and it's going back and forth. Cool. So now we're going to set up the new ones. Thanks, Tom. And this next one is being enabled. So we need the same mechanic to be at play here, where once we go either direction, whether it's the correct direction or the incorrect direction, it needs to be removed. So this is where things are going to get a little bit complicated. But a very fun puzzle, you know, for me as a game maker, as well as, you know, potential to make something here. So we have our presets. We're making the second preset. So again, this time we're pushing it forward. That's going to be this one spawning. Making puzzles in itself is a puzzle. Very true. So true. So that box number pad, we can actually set up a message broadcaster here. That sends out that kill message to everything. So that means all of my number pads get destroyed automatically. And that kind of is a good failsafe, I would say. Because message broadcasters themselves allow you to accept multiples. Thank you, Anonymous Cheerer, with your spooky bits. Your little ghost. But thank you for the 50 bits. So what I can do is allow this message broadcaster to send a message to everyone. So I think all of my number pads can technically die to the same message. They don't need to be using a specific number. Because, as we saw, every time I move it, they're being removed anyway. And every time it stops, it's spawning new ones. So, that being said, I can set up a universal box stop. But that universal box stop might be using those individuals. Because the individuals each have a particular use, such as spawning the next ones, or starting, you know, the next series. So those are still useful. However, by using this message broadcaster, I can customize my number pads a little bit more efficiently. So all of my number pads are now going to use box.stop. And I'll go ahead and save this preset. And we'll bring up the other preset. Great. So now those are more efficient. The only thing that differs between them is one number pad controls a particular platformer. So this one is platform 1 and we have platform 2. So that's essentially what they're doing, is they're telling platform to move. Simple enough. So we'll save it. My test bed. That's a fun way to phrase it. I call it my workshop. But yeah, test bed, sure. Whatever works for you. So in our test bed here, when we go to a new place here, we're probably going to be setting up detectors at every single location. Simply because when my box moves forward, I want only these two options. And if I send it backwards, it's going to be sending out those same messages, which could be still associated with the new ones. Loud Meta, what's up, dude? How's it going? We're thinking hard, getting brain fried, really. But we're trying to navigate potential mechanics here. So we're spawning a mechanic. So I can actually show you it's a little bit broken right now. So if I were to move it here, it looks like we do have two number pads active at this moment. This one does not currently work, but there is a number pad right there. We gotta check it out. Gee whiz! What's happening, dude? Welcome in. So this particular asset spawner, I don't know if I need it. I'm just gonna move it out of the way right now. So that one does still need to be used. Yeah, G is us. What's happening, dude? So this one is going to spawn. Was that always there? It needs to be destroyed still. So right now it's not being destroyed. So we need to figure out why that's not occurring. So it should still be destroyed. So we're sending out box.mp.1, which we can check out the preset, box.mp.1. It's using that new message, box.stop. Box.stop is being sent from here. Oh, I know why. Our box.stop messages are all coming from health pads. And our health pads aren't communicating with my motherboards. Or message broadcaster, MB. So now that I've told my health pads, hey, send that message to my yellow message broadcaster. Still not being destroyed. Nani? The delay might be a little too large there. We'll set the delay to like something really small, like 1. Interesting. Did I tag this? I didn't. There it goes. Cool. So we should only have Well, we should have both of these active. So now I'm doing it too fast again. So this one's still... They're all still waiting for the message broadcast again. So I'm going to be setting up all of my stoppers to use the box.stop. Or at least all of my currently visible ones. So this one... This one. I'm going to check mark their visibility. This one over here we're not using. Save. So all of these need to be spawning on the box. No. The box.stop.1 still needs to be what spawns it. However, my message broadcaster is currently sending out that stop message, which is actually killing the number pad as soon as it spawns. So that might be a problem. Right now we have two options here. I can go forward or I can go backwards. These ones also aren't being killed. This one was killed in the back. So this one right here is currently not being destroyed. So we want it to be destroyed, but not spawn a new one. So this is where things are getting a little bit complicated, because I have all my messages kind of intertwined. But what's wrong here is it's stopping, and as soon as it stops, it's actually being destroyed by my message broadcaster, and so that's the problem. So I might have to skip this idea of having this message broadcaster. It's actually making things worse. And so we can see here it's not spawning it, or it did spawn it. So I'm actually just going to delete this. Oh. Right now this isn't being communicated to. Box.as.2. I think that was my fault. Box.as.1. Does this help me? Maybe it can still work. It won't take me long to set up though. So it's still waiting for the broadcasts. We're doing each of the box stops. Sparky, sneak up! What's up, Sparky? Try it again. Okay, so both of these are spawning now. However, they're not being destroyed, so that's the problem here. Or, what's worse, is they're being destroyed, but then they're immediately spawning again. So both of my number pads, the new ones, use those messages, the box.stop message. I didn't tag it. Yeah, that breaks it. That does break it. I don't know. Asset spawner is what you're saying by AS. for each position based off of the open direction. I had no idea you were working with those types of mechanics, Escape from Artist. But more or less, I'm just trying to make sure these platforms don't kind of overlap with each other. And then I kind of got intertwined with my own idea with making that message broadcaster, which it is in fact preventing me from successfully removing everything. So I'm going to go back to square one, to number pad 1. I just saved these with the same message here. We push it. We can push it back. We can push it forward again. I can see this one has not been removed yet. So it was continually respawning. So that's where we ended before I got into that message broadcaster situation. So we're going to use detectors. So the detectors essentially notice when the box is here. And when it notices it's here, it's going to spawn the new moving platform. Because otherwise, it just keeps respawning it. You can also see that I can toggle it. Toggling it is also an option. However, this currently works specifically with our second number pad. And we need the second number pad to also be destroying whenever we use and so all of these right now I'm just going to turn off just for testing. Right now, this one should be gone, but it's still active. Oh, I see what you're saying, Escape from Artist. Now that would be an interesting mechanic to put into the sandbox. Here's the visual, for those of you that are interested in what he linked. So moving those digits back and forth, up and down, left and right, whatever is available in that direction. Ooh, man, that might be even more complicated to put in the sandbox. Because you can see I'm already struggling with just having the 2 directional paths. I don't know if I can make a mechanic like that. I'm sure it's possible, though. So right now I'm trying to kill off the number pad that spawns, and it needs to be sent specifically to number pad 2. This one's still here. Make sure this is set up to where it's still being destroyed. So box.stop.2. Box.stop.2. So it is supposed to be destroyed. However, it is currently being respawned every time it stops. So I need this to be toggled off and on. So I need it to probably initially on. We'll do box.move and we'll see what happens. Right now, that was incorrect. Let's now turn this initially off. Great, so it's spawned. We move it backwards. It's removed. We move it forwards again. It has respawned. Move it backwards again. It's gone. Move it forwards. It's respawned. Great. So that was the solution to that little puzzle. Check your whispers. Let me take a look. I see, so Gickus wants to sponsor. That'd be very cool. So if you guys are interested, One Box has put together another tower climb. So if this is something that might interest you, a little parkour, you can check out this riddle. Or, I guess it's not really a riddle. But regardless, if you're interested, take a look at One Box Twitter? Are you going to be streaming it? But let me share the link here. Yeah, thanks for letting me know there. Nice. Looking forward to it. Tom says, click and push are just border around boxes and invisible roof. Well, we did try an invisible roof, Tom, and it didn't work. Although I'm not sure if you're talking about Sandbox. Just putting an invisible roof on this box, we were still able to flip it, and it actually gave us some interesting leverage, which I might use for something else, but for now, it doesn't work. Okay, sounds good, One Boxed. I'm sure me saying box a lot today has been throwing you off. Okay, so now we have our number pad spawning. Did we even use this detector? I don't think we even used the detector. Doesn't look like it. Instead, we were using toggle behaviors. Okay. So, now that we've got that set up, we'll be able to move it another time. So now we're spawning our box.mp.2, which is going to be our second platform. So our second platform is now being moved when we interact with that new component. We're probably going to need a new asset spawner. Excuse me. Ooh, this is getting complicated by the second. I'm just gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna delete that one. So, when we stop, we're spawning a new one. Message required. That's spawning. Oops. Uh-oh. I was able to interact with both of those. That actually broke it. So the box definitely needs to be bigger. Right now I was literally able to interact with both of these at the same time. So we'll keep that in mind. Ugh. Right now, one of my spawners is miscommunicating. So this one here should be removed, I believe. But it's staying on the map, and we don't want that. So we're getting a box.stop message when we shouldn't. I think it's from here. Could be this health pad. It's very likely going to be this health pad. Working and lurking. Oh, no worries, Tom. And Wet Noodle. Don't you worry. I am very immersed in this kind of puzzle right now. But I also want to find a good stopping point and just end. It's 9:30 already. So one of my asset spawners isn't being removed at this moment. So it's essentially stopping. And it's not being turned off. So if we watch it again, ends up here. And when we interact with it, it works as intended. But if we interact with the other one, it's not being destroyed properly. And instead, the new one we have is being killed a little bit too quickly. So much like how we set up with our first health pack, we need another one that serves as a killer. So that's going to be our box.move.2 is also going to be destroying any box.stops.1. Cool. So now we're spawning our third number pad. And we're also going to be spawning the second one. So this one can stay. And we're also going to be spawning one on this opposite side. So now we're going to be making our third number pad. This will be box.move.3. So this is our platform 3, and it's using that mechanic. And then finally, we need our health packs. And each one of these is going to be customized specifically for the third. So box.move.3 and box.stop.3. We took away the motherboard, so we don't need that. And so the only reason why we have the secondary one is for when we use the box.move, it's able to kill any of the other number pads that were in the same kind of configuration. So we saw we had one option to move the correct direction, which is number 3. But if we wanted to move back, that was number 2. And so that's why the second health is necessary. And so that's going to our box.stop.2s. Great, so that should work. See what happens. This one needs to be set to a shorter delay, as does our asset spawner. Make sure it's on a short delay. We move it forward. Move it forward. Great, and we have 2 options here. Let's see what happens if I go backwards. So going backwards, it appears as though I was unable to spawn the other 2. So the other 2 here are spawning on box.stop.1, which was only from the previous 2. So we might need another health pack here. Or this health pack needs to be going to our box.as.1. See if that works. We have 2 options. Go that direction. We have 1 option. One option. Okay. So this one also wasn't spawning. There's box.as.1. What about this one? Box.as.1. But it's spawning box.numberpad.2. So it's because I clicked this one, it's sending out that message. We'll take another look at this number pad real quick. The message being sent out is the move message, box.move.2. When that message goes out, box.move.2, it also needs to be able to spawn this. Because we need it to go backwards if we have to. So I need this to also be able to turn on my message, box.as.2. I don't know if that's going to be correct. But we're a trial and error stream here. Nope. spawning number 2, which makes it move. I guess that wasn't even being detected. And what is that message even doing right now? Box.as.2. Is it doing this? Right. Okay, it is doing that. I'm going to send it directly to this to do box.move.1. It's going directly to this. See what that does. That time it didn't even die. I don't think our box was even being detected. It's not. Oh, I just saw it be detected. Okay. Try it again. It had a 1 second delay there. Uh-oh. I'm not spawning this one here, which is the problem. It's supposed to be toggling on and off, and it's waiting for the box.stop.1 message. So right now, we're not getting the box.stop.1 message because we're interacting with the 2. So instead, I want this one here to interact with it. Basically turn it on. So if it turns on, oh, maybe we need it right here. Let's try that. No, because right now it's not even on. So we're turning it off and on. It's not 1. This should be communicating. I'm gonna probably just call it. It's not that I can't figure it out, it's like this is a whole new piece of the puzzle that I kind of didn't anticipate. Where if I want to go back 2 steps, the game's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We can go back 1 step at a time, but if you wanted to go back 2 steps, that's a problem. So, as fun as this experiment was, I am a little bit too tired. I actually worked through the night. And so we're going to be raiding our friend Pineapple Poodle Pen after a very quick giveaway. So those of you that stuck around, you're hanging out. Make sure you type in the keyword once it appears on screen. So we're doing a good old night bot giveaway, just for those of you that are hanging out, just chilling. Give it away now. So, if you would like to win a creator coin, the keyword is keyword. There it is. Spawner. Nice try, Tom. Did I get it right? You were on it. It's just keyword this time around. But thanks everybody for just watching me struggle for 2 hours. I do want to revisit this mechanic though. Oh, do keep in mind, I think it has to be key sensitive, so like no capital K. Case insensitive. I think it's case insensitive, so it should be fine. What? Can be used for puzzles? What? Well, Tom, I would love that. And thank you very much for offering. Tell you what, Tom. After this giveaway, which I'm going to roll it right now, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Greavox! Congratulations, Greavox. Greavox, you've won a creator coin. But Tom is offering up a asset. I'm assuming, I probably shouldn't assume, but is it your clock? GG! So Tom, whatever your asset is, I love Tom's clock, by the way. If you guys haven't seen it, it's the Salvador Dali inspired surrealistic melting clock, and the best thing about it is it has custom animations that you can use for a puzzle. I'm actually going to pick one up now that I'm looking at it. Make sure I add a couple of these to my cart. Who knows, maybe that might be like a marbles giveaway, who knows. But with you all here right now, and with Tom being as generous as he is, we're going to give this one away right now. But very cool feature to have all of those different clock showings. Tom, you're too kind to be offering one on my stream. Like, that's literally too generous. I'm supposed to be the guy that gives things away. So, make sure you type in, we'll do an @ in front of it just so it's easier. So you can just type in @T and then his name will pop up on screen. So, @TomVoxel. Well, Tom, hopefully that changes. I know you have streamed in the past, but we won't force you. Noisy Noob! What's happening? So this is for a Tom Voxel asset. The one that we showed on screen. Our clock. This one here. So type in @TomVoxel if you'd like to be entered in for a chance to win this surrealistic melting clock. Given by Tom himself. Very generous. This clock does not show the actual time. Time on it is just surreal. Don't stare at it for too long, because your mind could get lost in it. Get lost in the sauce. Well, Tom, thank you again. We're going to be rolling it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One boxed! Congratulations! GG! So, I have his wallet address, which it might be weird if I paste someone else's wallet address. So I'll let you guys handle that. But I'll write it down, just in case. And I can just whisper the address to Tom if he needs it. Sounds good. Alright, so thank you everybody. We're going to get a raid started. We're going to Pineapple Poodle Pen stream. He's a friend of ours. So show some support, stick around for the raid, get some channel points. But I hope you all have a fantastic Friday, weekend, etc. Probably no Dungeons & Dragons today. I know. I'm sorry. Thank you, Keeper. Top Shot, always a pleasure. Thank you for slapping me. Tom Voxel, thank you again. You're too kind. Thank you very much. Just for being you, for being Tom. One box, thank you. What Noodle 1, Wicked you 2. Yeah, you too, Wicked. Mr. Furious, Little Legion Org, Brevox, Escape Room Artist, G Wiz, Vox Machina, Skadoosh.
Skadoosh.
Ross Guru, thanks for hanging. Hoddle Hill, what a noisy noob. Thank you everybody just for hanging out. Escape Room Artist, can't forget you, can't escape you. Catch you later, G-Wiz. Bye everybody, have a great weekend. Thanks all. Peace.